Okay, so this is video number 12. It's been more than one day because I wasn't feeling good. My blood pressure, I had really bad headaches, and I was busy doing a lot of different things. So I didn't have the opportunity to come back when I wanted to. Also, I really needed to calm down. Talk about it. This is number 12. I left off with talking about my nephew and how his case. I'm just gonna go into the end part. So after the state transferred the case, the state of New Jersey, Middlesex County transferred the case that they deemed a conflict from Union County back to Middlesex County and issued a court order against me. My sister wrote the letter, and it was an emergency change of venue hearing. At a change of venue hearing, basically that is you want to change the venue, where the matter is. They wanted to put it back. Remember, it was partially. A lot of his caseload was in Union County because of the conflict. And then the court, him just going to court and getting his punishment was in Middlesex County. The Middlesex County prosecutor was not looking for restitution. He was not looking for rehabilitation. They were looking for retribution. They wanted to retaliate against me because I continuously reported them for being the racist entity that they were. I saw how we're treating, and I did not like it. I reported it. I had evidence to back it up. I had facts, not feelings, and they wanted to teach me a lesson. Back in slavery days, when a slave would escape, they would put the slave out in front of everybody, whether it was to whip them, whether it was to unalive them via a rope, whether it was to teach, like with Kunta Kinte and cut his foot off, whatever was done to teach everybody else and to scare everybody else into getting in line. And they still use those same tactics today. Nothing is new under the sun. It's not like they're doing anything new to us. They are treating us the way they've been treating us. Some of us has been mentally conditioned to accept that treatment. The problem that they had, the Middlesex County judiciary, the Middlesex County prosecutor, the issue that they have is that they thought I was going to sit there and take it. Absolutely not. I understand my power. I understand the importance of me telling this story and me holding them accountable to the same expectation they held me accountable to. That's why we conflicted, because they thought I was just going to sit there and take it. Right now we're in court. They thinking that I'm supposed to sit there and watch them abuse me and become poor while they abuse me and allow them to do these illegal activities against my nephew and just be like, so they got my nephew locked up and not fight back. I continuously fight back. So with that being said, so when they had him there, and again, it was a change of venue hearing. At this change of venue hearing, my sister was saying, no, he has mental health issues. He's not understanding what he's signing. He shouldn't be signing anything. We don't even want it in this county. The public defender, Caroline Belak, told my nephew if he did not sign the plea for 5 years, NERA, No Early Release Act, he would get 10 years in prison. Her name is Caroline Belak. She is still, to my knowledge, she is still a public defender in Middlesex County, and she told a mentally ill person who was not taking his medication, who was hearing voices, who qualified for not guilty by reason of insanity, that if he did not sign the plea for 5 years, No Early Release Act, meaning he was a violent felon, and that he can no longer, this would affect him for the rest of his life. If he does not sign that plea, he will get 10 years in prison. 5 years for his juvenile matter, 5 years for his adult matter. My nephew, understanding 10 years in prison, and he thinking he getting a deal for 5 years when you're not getting a deal, because based on your charges, based on your mental health, prison shouldn't have been on the table. he signed the plea agreement. And the issue with that was the fact that the public defender coerced him into signing it. And she did it on behest of the prosecutor's office. And the issue with that is they're from a standpoint of they had to keep the case in Middlesex County. If his case would have been in Union County or any other county, they would not have been able to get that plea on those charges. Prior to my nephew getting sentenced to what he was sentenced, I myself personally worked on 2 cases with 2 individuals, similar age to my nephew, one a male, one a female. Both of these individuals physically assaulted the individual that they were accused of assaulting, because it's aggravated assault charge, and it was a theft charge. All 3 of the instances was the same. One got a 3rd degree charge and one got a 4th degree charge. I worked on the report myself. Probation. One literally punched somebody and broke their glass. Probation. And they were going to throw they threw him in prison for 5 years because somebody tried to assault him and he defended himself. Now, let me go back to the story with my nephew. He was in a Chinese food store. He was asking a customer for a black amount to give him $1 so he get his black amount. Because my nephew was 18, he couldn't buy black amounts at 21. I don't know if he understood that because he got mental health issues. He might have been. I'm not sure. The owner went for the wet floor sign and attempted to hit my nephew. My nephew defended himself from being assaulted, and the owner's son jumped on my nephew. So it was 2 people who jumped on my nephew. He was charged with robbery. Why was he charged with a robbery, you ask? Because in Middlesex County, New Jersey, they charge you with what they want to charge you with. And they wanted to charge him with robbery because, again, when you take a plea, a robbery is a charge against the person. Once you have certain person or certain crimes, it'll affect you for the rest of your life. For example, with housing. My nephew has mental health issues, so he qualifies for SSI. So if he needs housing in the senior citizens building for $25 a month because he has SSI on a fixed income, he will not be eligible for that housing because now he's a violent felon. That's how serious. My nephew at the time was 18 years old. So when he's 50, 60, because when he was 18 years old, Middlesex County prosecutor, Middlesex County public defender attempted to ruin his life because I filed a legitimate discrimination, harassment, and retaliation lawsuit against them for treating the way that they treat them. They thought that they would teach me a lesson which would affect my nephew for the rest of his life by going after him. He will not be able to get it. He will be a violent felon. For him trying to get certain jobs, they ask you on the application, are you a violent felon? He's a convicted violent felon. He agreed to sign a plea. Yes, he had mental health issues. He didn't understand what he was signing. If you call him right now and ask him why he's in prison, he'll tell you he don't understand. He was defending himself. They took advantage of him because of my lawsuit. Because at the change of venue, again, it was a change of venue hearing. At that hearing, if his case would have went to another county and other people would have got their eyes on it, he would not have been offered the plea that he was offered. There's no way. But Middlesex County, New Jersey, and people who watch the videos, I've been contacted by several people in Middlesex County who told me that I was absolutely correct, that they know what's going on in Middlesex, they know how Middlesex do. They do what they want to do. So if they wanted to charge you, you're getting charged. If they want to find you guilty, they're going to find you guilty. They just thought that he's a black man with mental health issues. They thought that they were going to do whatever they wanted to do with him, to him, and I would sit back and watch it. I don't know what to tell them, because that ain't it.